Okay, I think we're live. And I think my mic is working this time. Okay, so this is that awkward time where I'm just kind of like waiting till everyone gets here before we really start going through things. Um, so I'm just gonna make like endless chatter until I see some people pop up in the chat, I guess. And yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw the video that I shared earlier this week, a little behind the scenes look talking about the previous Notion tutorial that just went horribly wrong. Um, but it was bad, okay? It was bad. And I had a little chat with Vicky about it and um I'm gonna give you like Notion within Notion. Had a little chat behind the scenes with Vicky about how bad it went, and this is gonna be like my redemption episode. And so we're just gonna be showing. We're gonna be looking at some Notion stuff on the computer to kind of get past that terribleness that was Notion before. And I I don't have a ton of stuff planned other than, you guys asked some questions in the group. So I do have some things planned for that to show you, how to create different databases and how to create like connected lists and things like that. So we are going to look at some of those, and I'm hoping that we'll have some people that like ask questions so I can show you guys some different things, show you how to like view two different views of Notion at one time like you see here, give you some examples as well as doing some start from scratch type of things. That's kind of what we're going to do. So I feel like my book list is pretty well known at this point, so I figured that's a good place to start showing you some things that you can do in Notion, just like give you some examples of things where, the computer version of Notion is just so much better than the app version because, like, that was just terrible. That was just absolutely terrible. Oh, I have a filter turned on. Let me turn off a filter. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so this is my master list. Load more. But basically, like, there's just so much you can do in Notion, and I just want to give you some ideas of how you can create a list that's like as big as this. Are we still loading more? This isn't even all my books, but this is like my master list of books. Some of them I've read, some of them I haven't. You've seen lots of to be read on here. But you can create a database like this. This is your master list. And then turn it into different views like this. And it's all really the same list. You're just looking at different views. So, okay, Anne's here. Okay. Hopefully the connection will hold out for you. You haven't missed much. We're just getting started. This is that awkward time where, I don't know if anyone's here. I mean, I can see that a couple people are here, but it's that awkward beginning moment. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where we want to go from here. You guys had some questions about how to set up certain things. So I'm going to show you how you can have, okay, here's one thing. You can have multiple Notion places within, multiple accounts, essentially. Like this is, okay, let's look at the interface, I guess. Sure, I don't know. I don't know what this side thing is. It's like a menu. Let's see if it's the sidebar. I think that's the technical term. So you can close it and makes your viewing space bigger. But in your sidebar, you can see all the different pages you have in your Notion, and you can switch between different workspaces. So like this, if I switch over to this is like a basic one that I set up just essentially for like a tutorial. so that I can show you like what it looks like when you first get started and you open Notion for the first time. You're going to get this screen, and then we can create some things together. If you remember our last one, this is the dashboard we tried to start making in the app, and it was terrible. You can see how far along we got. You guys can't see my face today, so you can't see that I'm talking with my hands still, even when you can't see my face. But let's see. So just to give you an example of how these different workspaces look and like how your menu can change, your sidebar, I'm going to try to use proper terminology. If I switch to a different workspace, you can see that I've got, a bunch of different things. I've got a shared space. This is for our podcast that I do with Vicky. Created some stuff with that, shared that with her. I've got, for some reason, I accidentally created 2 different workspaces in the very beginning of using Notion when I was importing templates. So that's kind of why I've got 2 different ones, but I'm really just trying to combine those at some point. And then I've got a shared workspace for the other side of business, that kind of stuff. So we're going to look at, I don't know, I guess I've got two Notions up right now. Okay, so this is my planning one. This is like my main one where I've got a studio workspace, a Skillshare place going on. I've got, dog, don't start with me, I swear. My dogs are acting like little hellions today, so if you hear them making weird noises, that's what's going on. So, let's see. If you have multiple Notions going on, you can open multiple windows so you don't have to switch back and forth like, by clicking here and going there. So you can do, I had to Google this to figure this out. If you do Control-Shift-N, it brings up a new window. And then you can that's how you can have multiple Notion windows going on at the same time. If that makes sense for you. I tend to do that a lot since I do have multiple workspaces. Ashley, quit. Oh my gosh, hang on. I've got to move her bed because she is such a needy little adorable floof. I don't know. Hang on. Here. Sit in your bed. Her bed has to be right beside me or she just freaks out. I swear. Okay, so if you have multiple workspaces like this and you need to have different windows, then that workaround is like the way to do it, because I'll keep multiple ones open. I can't have them floating. I'm not a floating window person. But so we just maximize all those things because I just can't handle that. I just do not float. Where's this one? Okay, so that's how you get multiples, and if you want to see that. If you're new to Notion and you just open up a Notion to begin with and you're like, I don't know what the fuck this is pretty much the window you're going to get. And it starts you out with like a getting started thing. It tells you a little bit of stuff that you can do. It gives you a little quick note area. This is supposed to essentially give you it sets up some stuff for you so that you don't have to do everything yourself. There's a personal home thing. It just tries to give you some examples. You can ignore all of these if these are you're like, oh, thank you for the examples, but I don't want them. The easiest way to kind of lump those together is if you add a page, and it comes up like this. And we're just going to call it, we're just going to say Notion examples. Okay, and then you don't have to click any of these. This is where it wants to start you out with blocks. If you don't need a block, just click anywhere, and then you have a blank page, right? So I'm going to take these, and I'm just going to drag them into this, okay? So when I drag them into it, you can see that it's just sticking them in here. See how it's highlighting blue? That means it's moving them to this workspace, and you'll see they pop up here automatically as different links. If you see an underline, that means it's a linked page. So since I don't need the Notion examples and I'd rather create my own, I'm just going to move them here in case I want to refer to them, right? That's kind of what I'm doing. So now this is my Notion examples. They're all tucked away in this nice, neat little place where I can ignore them, okay? So if I go back to the dashboard, this is the page for, we created this in the tablet version and it was just terrible. So we are just going to essentially ignore this and we're just going to get rid of it. But let's take a look at what we created before. We added a cover. So if you want to add a cover, let's create a blank page. Okay. So you can see what it looks like from a blank page. So you've got, if you hover, you can see add icon, add cover, add comment. You can add the title, all this kind of stuff. So we're going to do, I don't know, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this brain dump because this is going to be a place where we don't know what anything is because we just need to stick some stuff here. Okay, so we're going to call this brain dump. You can see that by creating the title here, it adds it over here. And I'm just going to click. So here's a question I got in the Facebook group. Someone, y'all forgive me if it was you and I can't remember who said it, but someone said that they started using Evernote, and shout out to my former Evernote people. Why am I raising my hands? You can't see my hands. But I used to love Evernote. Before I knew Notion existed, I loved Evernote. I had so many notes in Evernote. And you can make Evernote as complicated or as simple as you wanted. Same thing with Notion. You can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. And so she had a question about how do you create a simple note. Here you go. This is how you create a simple note. Just start typing. There you go. Now you have a simple note. It's there. It's a note. You're done. You don't have to do anything else if you don't want to. This is your brain dump. You don't have to do anything else. But because we are visual people in the creative planning place, okay, let's make it a little bit prettier, okay? So let's add a cover. So if we hover over this, see how it disappears? You don't see it, but if you hover, you could add cover, okay? So it automatically comes up with some random thing. You never know what it's going to come up with. It's either going to be like a color or it's going to be a random photo that means nothing to you. So change cover. You can choose a color or a gradient. You can choose some, like, these are things that they're pulling from who knows where that you can use. So you can just like pick one of these. You can upload your own thing. If you're on the free version of Notion, then your maximum file size is 5 megabytes. Sometimes that's fine. Sometimes it bites you in the ass and makes you be very annoyed. So it's not gonna, like, don't freak out if you try to upload something that's more than 5 megabytes. It's just gonna put a angry red banner at the top that says, hey, you can't do more than 5 megabytes unless you pay us. It'll go away eventually, but stay under 5 if you're concerned about that. You can do a link, which is like it's an image from somewhere else. I don't think I've ever used that. You can pull from Unsplash. If you know what Unsplash is, it's a great resource for photos. But I will say that inside here, you don't get a ton of stuff. You can type in, I don't know. Let's type in teal because that's my jam. You're not going to get every teal image that you can pull from Notion. It's not going to show you everything, but this is just, we're just going to go with it. We're just going to pick something like this. And once it's on here, you can reposition it and like put it, wherever you want because it's a larger image, right? If you have I should have set this up to where I can show you the iPad, how it looks on my iPad at the same time, but I did not do that because I slept in late and was trying not to be late for you guys because last week I was late and you guys didn't like that and I'm so sorry about that. So I can't show you how it looks on the iPad right now, but this will show up on your iPad. So, I mean, it's all like you can link it all to where you do all the setup on the computer where the hard stuff is, and then you can like view it and like make notes, add notes, check stuff off, whatever on your iPad. So that's how I use it. I do most of my setup, all of my setup on my computer because it's just so much easier if you go back and compare this, which please, you don't feel the need to go back and look at that first quote unquote tutorial because it was shit. But if you wanted to, you can see how much easier this is. So you've got a cover. We can add an icon. So once you click it, it just throws something up there, just like with the cover. You can add an emoji. You can add an icon here. So if you want, you can type something in and be like, oh, I want a heart. And then we can let's make it pink so it stands out from the thing. So if you add an icon, you can see now we've got an icon over here on our little sidebar. If we remove the icon, then you see like a little note page, and that means you've got some notes on your page. I mean, go figure. Notes on a page means a note page. So you can also change the icon here by doing the same sort of thing. And you can change it with a custom one. So like if I do, I'm going to say upload file, and we're going to go to, I'm going to give you some examples of stuff that I've used. So I'm going to go to Peony Promises, and we're going to go to my decorative sticker book and try to remember where, I want to circle, okay? And try to remember where those are and what page that's on, because I don't remember. So you can do, like you may have this sticker book. So if you see, here we go. Okay, so like this one right here. We know that as like a sticker from the sticker book, it's a circle, but with a transparent background. So if I choose something like that, then it's going to give me this cute little icon, and that transparent background is going to be there like that. So it's really cute. It's a fun way to do that. So, and that's a sticker that you guys theoretically already have, so you can use something like that. Another way you can customize your page is up here on the top. If you click the three little dots, you can change the font, which I like the serif font, but there's also the mono font. I don't like that, it bothers me. Serif font, we're going to go with that. You can also do small text, or no, let's not do that. You could do full width, and it does this. Now, to give you an example of what that looks like full width. So if I do, let's say, you can hit enter and it creates a new line, but you see this little plus sign. I tried to show you this in the app version. That did not go well. If I hit the plus sign, I can pull a block in. So that's what these are called. These are blocks. Anytime you see it, like this is the title of your page, but like this is a block. So you see this little grip, that's a block that you can move. If you press the /, it also brings up this list. So either way, you can get to this. So if I choose heading, okay, and I'm going to write, I don't know, business thoughts, because this is a brain dump, okay? Now, it's full width. We're at full width, so you don't really see a difference. But if I click this, and I click the little grippies, and I can go down here to color and change it to blue. So now you can see full width, right? If I change this back to not full width, you can see that here's where it is. So that's a visual difference where you can see full width. I feel like everything should be pink, if that is pink though up there. So I'm going to change this to pink. And if you get heavily into Notion, you will see that there are some people out there that go full on aesthetic with their Notions. And I have not figured out all the ins and outs of all that. I would like to. There's people that like change their background color. There's like plugins that you can get and like widgets that you can get to do all kinds of stuff. I do have a few widgets that I've found here and there, so I can show you some of those sources. But I don't want to overwhelm you just yet. We're not there yet. So let's go back to full width just because I like that. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to, give myself some other little things here. So let's say I want a bullet list of notes. If I go to this, I want it to go under it. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say a bullet list. So now I've got, blah, 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 right? I can hold down the shift key and select all of these, and I can click here and duplicate, or I can do Control D to duplicate, okay? And then I'm going to take these little grippies and I'm going to put it underneath personal thoughts. And this is just so much easier than trying to do this on the iPad. It's like no on the iPad, basically. So let's say I want to rearrange this page. And okay, Anne is saying, I love making mine pretty too. Yes, there's, yes, people do. She says, I love to look at my main dashboard. People love creating like a dashboard and then adding stuff to it. And your dashboard is kind of like your go-to place for all these other random pages, or not random. I mean, you got plans, I'm sure. But the dashboard is, that's go pretty with that. Go pretty with all your pages if you want to. I mean, go for it. Let's see. Do I have a link for all the keyboard shortcuts? No, I do not. I think you can look them up. I have just had to look them up. I don't use a lot of keyboard shortcuts. When I'm doing like 3D modeling in SketchUp and like working in like drafting plans in AutoCAD, I use keyboard shortcuts like nobody's business. I have not learned them fully in Notion yet. So I really just know the shortcut for creating like a new window, which is like, okay, let's just duplicate this, and I'm going to put this up here. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but I like doing, you probably don't because, you know, we're new here, but I like to do a divider and put it right up under my first thing, just because it just makes it feel more official. Like, this is my title, this is my shit. So I'm going to say shortcuts, not cutes, shortcuts. Okay. Oh, I need this here. They need to match. Okay, so I'm going to put this here and I'm going to say creating new window. And that is Control Shift. Is that how you say shift? That looks like shit. Plus N. Okay, that's not a plus. That's plus. So Control Shift. I'm going to say shift because that just feels weird. All right, Control Shift N, and that gives you a new window. And then duplicate is, oh, come on. Thank you. Is Control D. Control plus D. Okay. That's the only ones I know for right now. So if you find a list, let me know, because there are some, like if you hover over things, like if I click this, you can see if there's a shortcut, it'll tell you on here, so you can learn them that way. That's another way that you can do that. If you do, like, let's say, there's a ton of keyboard shortcuts, but they are all hidden to me right now. So, and if you find a list, feel free to share it in the Facebook group, because I will welcome it, because I love me some keyboard shortcuts, and I can't remember numbers, but I can remember keyboard shortcuts, okay? I think that's a slightly dyslexic thing about the numbers, but this is like that's all the ones I can remember. I know there's more. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what Alt Shift 1, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. But if there's a keyboard shortcut, a lot of times they'll list it out. But I know there are tons of hidden ones, like changing colors, and like you can, like Control Shift H is like the last setting that you did. So I mean, I know that there's some, but I just don't know what they are. But let's say we've got our list, and like this is just too much. Like, why are these all over the place? So one cool thing that I love is I'm going to highlight these, and that's holding down the shift key. So selecting the first one and then the last one, that's the shift key. And I'm going to grab the little grippy thing and I'm going to stick it here. You see the little blue line? So that shows you like where you can move it. So I'm going to stick it off to the side. Okay, then I'm going to take these. They need to be moved up here, obviously. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this and stick that off to the side. And now I have 3 columns. Okay, and then maybe I'll do another line, another divider thing here because, you know, I don't know, maybe I have like some long-winded notes to go here. So I'm going to do Control D to copy that down here and just say notes. What the fuck is that? Notes. Okay. So there you go. Okay, Anne said that she just made a note to look up the shortcuts in Notion. So she made a note in her Notion about the shortcut notes for Notion. I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's go back to the dashboard we tried to make. And if I take this, remember how I showed you putting the Notion examples and like throwing them all in here? If I take my brain dump and move it up here to my dashboard so it turns blue, then now you can see it's like a page on my page, right? So here's my brain dump. See how it shows up with my cute little icon? And I can pull this up here and I'm going to stick it with my bill tracker, which is one that we tried to make before. And so if I click this little arrow next to dashboard, you can see that they are tucked in underneath there. And I don't have any pages inside of these, but if they were, they'd be there, right? So that's, you know, you can have pages within pages within pages. And okay, Delana says, I just pulled my Notion up, and if you click the question mark in the bottom left, there's a link to the keyboard shortcuts. Well, damn, look at that. Ha ha. Okay, thank you, Delana. Oh, okay, it pulled up a website. Let's see. So, go away. Oh, okay, yes. So that's perfect. Look, see, there's like a ton. There's a ton, like, you can basically get this as complicated as like coding, like website coding. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. If you can remember all these, go for it. But that's just, did you say left? You did say left. She corrected herself. She meant right. It's okay. I guess I just knew what you meant. Did I say right? Did I say left? I don't know. It's like when someone texts you and like you read it the way that you know they meant it and didn't even see their typo. I feel like that's what just happened. Okay, so so you can get super heavy into like all kinds of stuff in here, which is like, you can dive right in. There's so many places where you can customize things for Notion. It's insane. I do have a list. Let me see while we're talking about this. Let's see. I have somewhere. Is it on my dashboard? Maybe. This is my dashboard. Okay. So this is a widget that I found somewhere. I need to update this because I've got some out of date stuff. Let's see. Okay. This is, okay, if you do not know who Jules Ackery is, like go, what, okay, oh, okay, check her stuff out because she has like a lot of like Notion stuff on here. Let's see, let's go to resources, free downloads. Okay, she has a lot of Notion stuff that is really cool. She has some free downloads, some like Notion hubs, like she's got a shared Notion hub that has some templates. So let's just, you be a subscriber. I am a subscriber and I thought I had a link to her stuff in my Notion. See, I thought I did. Okay, let's see. Okay, Jules Ackery. Just remember Jules Ackery. Okay, Jules Ackery. I think I follow her on YouTube as well. But I thought I had a whole thing. Resources. Haha. There we go. I knew I had stuff for her. Okay, so template hub. That is it going to bring it up? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's like, this is from Jules. You can get like fun templates and all kinds of stuff. So this is like in Notion that you can get all these things. So check out her stuff, because I'm telling you, she's got some good stuff. She's got some templates that you can buy. Like I actually got this template from her, and that's what I used to build this page. I feel like I'm all over the place, so if I am, y'all just tell me to slow down or go back or whatever. But I got her down to business template, and that's what I built up from this, and like customized it and all kinds of stuff. So you can do all kinds of stuff. Like you can go crazy, but I love this. If you're looking for an idea for dashboards and you want to like customize things, this is a fun way to do a dashboard where these are all pages. Like, see, these are all pages within a hub, essentially. So like this is the dashboard that I have, and these are like quick links. This is like a sticky note that appears in multiple places. So if I am in like my digital planning space, here's that same sticky note, so that I can see it in multiple places. This is just like a sticker of mine that I put here. This links back to a database that I have in my digital planning area. Clearly this needs to be updated because I haven't assigned anything to that in a while. But you can just do all kinds of stuff with it. So with like having a dashboard, that's like an easy way to create pages and like just kind of like house them here. So like if I click on, you know, I don't know, this one and go here, this is obviously an example from her template that I purchased from Jules that I haven't filled out yet, but it's all just like, it's pages within pages. So you can get super complicated, but you don't have to. You can make it super easy too. You know, like for my digital planning space, once again, I've got that sticky note here, but I've got, this is kind of like a dashboard that is within my digital planning page. Like I call it, it's the same workspace, but this is like it's a page. And so I've got all these different little, like it, once again, if you see an underline, that means it's a page. And you can go to it. You may be able to change the look of it. Well, maybe not this way. Maybe not in this way. If you do a database, you can. But yeah, so set up a dashboard, do that. Okay. Anne says, I never thought of using digital stickers in Notion. Yes. Okay. So another example of that is, let's go to my book list. And y'all, I will be all over the place because this is not a planned tutorial. This is just based on like what you guys wanted. So I did, let me see if I can remember. I've got so many books in here. I did a page in, come on, there we go. I did a page. I'm trying to remember. I shared it. I shared it somewhere. Let's see. This one? No. Nope. I did an example of like including stickers on my page. I've got so many books on here. I don't know how to find it. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. Oh, it was. Oh, let's look at. Let's see. I think. No. Okay. Beautiful Graves. That's it. Okay. This was an example. Okay, so if I click it, this is from my master list. I'm going to expand it into a full page by clicking this. And I have a template set up for my book list. So when I create a new book on my list, I can just choose the template and it has everything on it. So this is one that I made pretty by using like the cover and using stickers. I created this in, maybe I created this in Procreate and saved it as an image. So it's made from stickers. Like this is a sticker, this is a sticker, these are stickers. And then I just added it as an image in here to make it pretty. And it just looks really cool. It looks really cool. So if I don't do it as, let's see. Oh, let's go. Oh. Graves. Okay, if I look at it in like a small view, it looks a little bit different. Okay, so if I just look at it as like a side view, obviously it, you know, it looks a little bit, oh, look at it. It's just so cute. So, and these are stickers. So this is a way that you can use stickers in your Notion to give you like graphics, right? These are from Last Rituals. And then this is from, it's a combination of Last Rituals and who is it? Isabel Digital Planners, Digital Journals, something like that is the flower pack that she had. But how cool is this, right? How cool is this? And it looks so pretty on my iPad. The only downside, I will say, to using stickers and viewing it on your iPad is like, okay, on the desktop version, you can see there's no little symbols on my images, but if I hover over my image, you see how you get these little icon thingies for the other things, and like same thing here. The iPad version, those things stay up, and they stay up all the time, and they don't hide. So that is an annoying thing. It's not as seamless the iPad version because those do stay up, so it always looks like that, which is kind of annoying. But on the computer, it's still worth it. It's still pretty, right? I mean, look how pretty that is. So, love that. Okay. What else? What else do you guys want to know? Okay. One of the questions I got was someone said that they wanted to use Notion for keeping up with the sticker sets that they've purchased on Etsy from different shops. Okay. So I created this to show that example, okay? Because currently, let's see, I'm going to open up another program to show you. Currently, I'm using Airtable for keeping up with that because I found Airtable before I found Notion. So I need some more coffee. If you guys want a tutorial on Airtable, I can do that too. But I currently have the paid version of Airtable because I was storing so much stuff in there that I needed it. So this Airtable right now is where I'm keeping up with all of my stash of planner spreads that I create that haven't been shared on social media yet in my planner collages. Some of my book stuff you've probably already seen on my Bookstagram page, but I have a stash, and that's just 2023. I have a 2022 stash. And it's kind of a lot. So if I go to not shared on social, so I have a stash of planner spreads, okay? Like a stash that I can pull from. And this is just this certain years. But currently right now, I keep my list of vendors here in Airtable, and I have products that are from them that they're all linked together, and I can tag them in my spreads, and that's how I keep up with stuff like my planner collages. Like if I go to, like this was last week's planner collage, and I have it all linked to where I can link it back to all the products used, and this is how I create my Shop the Collage blog post because everything's all linked and I can see it. It's all in a database, but this is an Airtable, and I pay for the I don't know, one version of this because I have so much in it, but I'm considering migrating this stuff over to Notion because I just really, really like Notion, but I can't use the free Notion if I do this because a lot of these planner spreads are larger files. And like, does it say how big it is? No, doesn't say how big it is. I thought it would say how big it is. But a lot of these, they're bigger files, so it would be past that 5 megabyte limit. So I can't use the free Notion. So if I'm going to pay for the pro version of Notion or the plus or business or whatever, if I upgrade it, then I need to know that I can have this same sort of functionality with it. So I've got to test that out. But I kind of recreated this type of setup in Notion so I could show you guys. And I just started it just so I could show you guys, essentially. But I created a page, and it's a database of shops that I've bought from, so I can keep up with like the name of the shop, their, the link to their Etsy page, the link to their website if they have it. Obviously, I haven't grabbed it for everybody. A link for their Instagram if I have it, promo codes, stuff like that, any other notes, anything like that. And then I created a featured products from other shops. Okay. I started working on this last night before last, so that I would just have this example to show you guys. And so obviously I don't have everything in it, but I wanted to show you how you can create like a product. So this was like a thing from Shadowcat Digitals. I named it, I gave it a product type, and then I added some tags. So if I wanted to like search for something that it's like, oh, what Halloween stuff do I have? I can search by a tag. I can filter by a tag, and it'll bring up all my Halloween stuff. And then this is where I've linked it back to that shop list that I showed you before. And then this is a shop link for like where I can find it in their shop, so I can go right to it. And then there's a status thing if it's purchased, or if it's like on my wish list or in my cart. So this is like, you can create this list and do all kinds of stuff with it. So I guess, do you guys want to see how to like create something like that? I guess is what I'm thinking. Because that was one of the questions. So I wanted to give you a visual so you can see what you can do. And then let's go back to our little thing that we're making. I'm going to delete these. We don't need these. I'm going to delete that. And we're going to stick our book list up here. Okay, I'm going to add another divider. All right, if you guys look at that list and there's a shortcut for adding a divider, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I created that shop list, that, the vendor list, okay? So I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I'm going to say, I could do it as a page, because obviously we want it to be a separate page so that we have like this list. But instead of just clicking page, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to say database full page. So this creates a new database as a sub page. So it makes it like it's a separate thing. Whereas this one is a database that's on this page. So I want it to be a full page so that we have this little link to it, and I don't have everything just cluttering up this page, right? So I'm going to say full page, and I'm going to call this vendors. This is our vendor list, and you don't get the same customization about like text and full width or anything like that as like a regular note, because it is a database. So you won't see that stuff here. But we're going to say, I'm going to change this to say shop name. Okay. And then I'm going to just name some shops. We're going to say Shadowcat Digitals. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to say Last Rituals. Oh, let's make this capital. Last Rituals. And we're going to do raw element, just so that we can have more. Like if you want to add a new one, you just come down here and you say Lux Book. Okay? And of course, you guys should have me on your list, so let's just put that there. Okay. All right, so we're starting out with our little things. Now, if you want to do tags, you can. Like, let's say you wanted, like maybe one of these is, maybe you go to Shadowcat Digitals for digital papers. So you want to add a tag of digital papers. Okay, and then you also go there for stickers. Okay, so you can add stickers there too. Okay, and I'm just hitting enter, and it creates a new option. So you don't have to know everything you want to tag first, like you just as you do it. So like here, maybe it's you love her decor kits, and maybe you love her witchy stuff, and then obviously stickers. We already have stickers, so we can click that. Okay, and then raw elements, maybe you like her collage stickers, but also stickers, so that's how you can like sort through and tag things, right? This is tags gives you a way that you can hunt for certain things without having to like remember everything, right? So then we're gonna hit this plus sign and we're gonna say URL. These are all the different like properties that you can create, by the way. But I'm gonna say URL and we're gonna say Etsy shop, okay? And this is where you would like add the link to their Etsy shop. That's what a URL is. It's a link. So we're going to do another one and we're going to do URL and we're going to name it website, because a lot of these guys have their own websites and maybe the prices are different on their website, or maybe you just like supporting the small business because as like a person who has an Etsy shop and a website too, the website means less fees for me, so I can do lower prices there. So shop the websites if they have them, people. Okay, and then, you know, I don't know, if you think of something else you can put here, like if you want their Instagram, like if we're looking at this example here that I created, I'm going to make this small. So in this example, I did Etsy, website, Instagram, promo codes, tags, anything like that. Okay, that's what that is. So you can do anything like that. You don't have to know everything you want now. You can always add that later. Now, I will say this. Let's say you've got some special things that you want to remember about Shadowcat Digitals. You can see if you hover over this, it says open. So if I click it, it pops up, and then I can like write whatever. Say, I love Mandy. She's the best. Whatever, you know. She's the best. And my bestie. Okay, so see how you can like add other notes, right? And so when you add notes, you see this little icon that pops up right there. Right there. You can also add an icon here and add a cover. So this works as you've essentially turned this into a note, okay, by doing this. And, you know, like I can come up here. Let's see. I bet that I can find a cat. There's a cat. And I'm going to make it a black cat because Mandy has a black cat. Okay, so see how that's cute? I know some people have said that they will like save the logo for the shops that they frequent, and then they like make it a shortcut on their desktop or something like that, or on their iPad or whatever. So you could you could put a logo there for that too. So anything like that you could do. Promo codes, you could do like events, notes, whatever. Just, you don't have to put everything in this database like this, because when you click on it, you've got tons of notes here. So all this stuff is here. This is your database stuff up here, your properties, and then this is where you can add notes, right? So that's pretty cool, right? Okay. And then let's go back to our dashboard. So we've got vendors. Maybe let's change the icon, and we're going to use, I think I looked up shop for this, and I'm going to put it as pink just because. Okay, and then let's do another one. We're going to do that same thing, and we're going to do a database full page because we don't want everything in here. Okay, and we're just going to say products. Okay, you call this whatever you want, but this is going to be like where we do products that we've purchased. And I'm going to pull this guy up and try to remember what I did. So let's see, featured products. I'm going to put this over here so that I can see them. Okay. So here would be the product name. We're going to say product name. And it might be a little redundant, but I like to put the shop name and then the product. So if I do, I'm just going to copy this because I don't know, maybe I'm lazy. So like put the name here, and you can grab these little grips and like resize them. Okay. And I'm just copying ones that I have. Okay. Okay, there you go. And then let's do raw element, because I made her on that list, and I'm gonna say Serenity sticker set. Okay, so just so that we have some examples, right? These are our examples. For tags, this could be like where you put stuff like, okay, this is Halloween. Okay, and there's like cats. And these are stickers. Whatever. And then you could do, and you can resize this if you want to. This one is decor. And this is, I'm going to say teal because I'm looking for teal. And this one is, I can use stickers again, and I can use, maybe I use collage stickers. Okay. So these are some tags, right? And then maybe you want to do, let's say a select, okay? And we're going to call it product type. Now you may be wondering what the difference is between tags and product types are. Set that up for yourself. Determine that for yourself. But like for me, for product types, I might do digital papers and then stickers, decor kits, planners, templates, things like that. Whereas like tags would be something that like, oh, who has great Halloween stickers? Like the product type would be stickers, but like I might search for Halloween to try to find it. So I might put that under tags. You don't have to use both. You don't have to use either one. Just use, whatever you want. And, whatever. And then let's see. Here is how this next one I'm going to show you. This is going to be how you can link it back to that vendor list that we already created. So if you go, hit the plus sign to create a new property and choose relation. Okay. And so now you can see things that are in there. If it doesn't come up, you can, remember what that list is and say vendors, type it in, be like, oh, what did I call it? I called it vendors. Because the more stuff you add, then the more it's going to go to it. So if you do show on vendors, that means that relationship is going to show up on that vendor list. So it's like, it'll show up in both places so you can access it in both places, which I recommend. But you don't have to. And then you just hit add relation. So now what I can do is I can come in here and under vendors, I can pick Shadowcat. And here I can pick Last Rituals. And here I can pick Raw Element, right? So if I do, like, you can add more stuff. Let's see, what else did I add? Like, you can add, maybe you want to add like a shopping link. So you can do like shopping link. And then you can add like the copy and paste the website link to it. You can do a status. And so under status, this is, let's change this to wish list because this is something you want to buy but haven't bought yet. In progress, maybe you change that to in cart, and then done, you can change that to purchased, okay? And you can also change the colors. So like, let's say I want this to be blue and I want this one to be pink, and then wish list is gray because I just don't have it yet and it's sad, right? Because that's sad. So now I can come in here and I can say, like, let's put this on, let's say this is purchased and this is wish list and this is in cart. Now, here's a fun thing. And when I say fun, I mean fun for us nerdy people, okay? You can leave this like this and it's like perfectly fine. Or you can come in here and say group, and you can group things by the status. So now it's all divided up to where this is your wish list items, this is your in cart items, and this is your purchase items, right? How fun is that? Okay, you could also change it to where you group it by vendors. So then, if it has no vendor, it's up there, which you can also come in here and like turn off the visibility for no vendors so that goes away. So then it's all like grouped by your vendors. So this is a fun way to do this. You can do it by tags. So if it fits under, like, if you want all of your cat stuff here, if you want all your Halloween stuff here, so this is like a fun thing, a fun way to do it. So like I would probably group it by status and be like, here's my stuff, you know, here's all my things. You could also like turn off the grouping. You don't have to have the grouping. You can say, you know, remove grouping. You can, like, if this is your main list, so you can rename this and say, you know, main list, okay? You can hit this little button and create a view of this same thing. And maybe it's, you know, maybe it's the same table view, but in this view, this is where you group things by your status. So like this is your list, but this is your status. So you can rename this and be like, just, you know, call it by status. Okay? How fun is that, right? So this is, you know, I get nerdy about these things. You could also, like, let's say one of your items is, let's say you add a new property, and it is files and media, okay, and we're going to call this image, okay, and then I'm going to choose an image. Let's see. I picked this one because I should have this. I should have these downloaded. So, did I do scraps? Okay. So I'm going to pick one of these images. I'm going to pick this one. Okay. It's got to load. But there's the image. Okay. So now, like, and once you get a lot, you can like scroll. But so now that I have an image applied to this listing, I can create a view and do like a gallery view, and then for the card preview I can choose image, and there you go. There's let's see, fit image. So then I can, like, if this is representation of that particular, you know, sticker set, like, oh, how cool is that? I should have this one. So let's see, raw element, raw element, Serenity. I do have this loaded. Okay. So I might choose, what's a good, this one, just because it's fun. Okay. And since these are sticker images, they're going to be smaller, so you're not going to have to worry about that limit, right? So aquamarine, I know I have that on here. So let's see, last rituals, aquamarine, and I like this one. Okay, so now in my gallery view, this is what I see. How fun is that? Okay, so you don't have to do that, but you could. That's like a fun, nerdy way that you can do that, okay? So this is this same list, but you now have 3 different views of this list. You know, and like I said, you don't have to know everything you could possibly want to organize in these lists all at one time. You could come back and like say, oh, you know what? I really want to keep up with the price of what I paid. So if I choose, let's say number, and let's see, I can say price. Price. Okay, and then I can put that there, and I don't remember what the price was, but I'm just going to choose this. You know, let's see, edit property. Is there a currency? There may be a currency. No? I don't know why I was thinking that there was, but okay, let's see. Aha, there we go. There it is. So there you go. So you can change that, and like, let's say you want to keep up with the price. I don't remember if that's the price. Don't hold me to that price. But there you go. And then, you know, it shows up here in this, and you can resize these to where, you know, maybe you don't need them to be that big because that's quite large. You know, and you can also like rearrange these and put them, you know, in a different order if you want, you know, however you want. So that's you know, that's a fun way of like, I say fun because I'm a nerd. But so there you go. There's some fun ways to use Notion. I don't know what else to share with you. So if you guys have any questions, because like I said, you can make this as like detailed as you want, because look, here's my book list. Okay, this will be another example for you. This is my book list. And I guess I could show you templates. Okay, let's go back to here. So let's go to products. Okay. And let's see, I'm trying to remember. Open. Okay, so here we go. We created a thing. We say create template. So in this template, this is if you wanted to say product name, and then this is all your stuff from your database. But let's say you wanted, to say notes and add, like a bullet list, and let's turn that into a heading, and let's change it to serif, and let's make this, pink. And then maybe you've got, I don't know, you could do whatever you want, okay? Whatever you want. Let's do, here's an example for you. For my book list, I created an image that is like a placeholder. So if I go to book club, and I created this image in, I think it was probably Affinity Designer or Affinity Photo or something. So this is like my placeholder of this, and I'm gonna duplicate this and stick this down here and add a divider and whatever. You could do whatever, but so if you have like a template thing, you can always come back in. This is like my placeholder image. You can come back in and say replace it, and replace it with a book cover later, so that's how I do that for my book list. I've got my placeholder image, and then it's on my template, and then I just replace it, right? So let's say this is all you want. This is all you want, and we're done. This is our book list. Not our book list, our product name template. We can change that, but like if we click it, then you can see it's already like it assigned it, and so all you have to do is give it a name, and it fills in this stuff for you. So every time you create one, you can just use the template. So if I wanted to create another one, hit open, I can just select this, and it populates it with all of the stuff we've already designed, right? Let's say you realize, oh, I really should have included this. Okay, so if you hover over this, you can say edit this template, and we're going to say edit, and I'm going to change that to product page, because it bothers me that the template is called product name. Okay, so then now we're done. If I go to choose this, I can say product page. It's that same template that we created. We've edited it, and there you go. And yeah, so to give you a look at my book template, if I were to create a new book, I've got my book review, and this is my template that I use. I don't know why it's being slow. There we go. So here's my template. So obviously this is part of my database, so it automatically comes with that. And then I've got favorite quotes, my placeholder for my book cover, summary, review, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So sorry about died. I didn't really die. Okay. So this is not something that started out this way. If you go back and look at some of my earlier books, pages, they don't have all this stuff. I've recently started adding like a review section. It used to say summary /review, but I've added like Amazon review, Goodreads review, BookBub review, and I add links because I'm reading more advanced copies from authors, and they, will read and review, post reviews, so I include that. I didn't used to have all of these things. I've slowly been adding them. So, since I started doing more advanced reading, advanced copies, I now have like an ARC review section. So this is a date because I have a calendar view of that. I now have like these lists so I can include those. My author list, I just add to it as I read books or as I get books. So, you don't have to have everything figured out to start building your database. Just like build to it as you go. And I don't need this, so I'm going to delete this. Delete. But so using those same techniques that I showed you in this, why is it, no, not that. Goodness, in this, where I created these different views, then this is that same sort of thing that I did here. So like my master list is all the way down here at the bottom, and it's not its own, it is its own page. Yeah, it's its own page, but it's also like it's on my dashboard essentially. But I changed it to a toggle list so that I don't see it all the time, because that's kind of a lot. But it's this master list. This is a separate list. That's a different database of book journal monthlies. But this same master list becomes this. So I created a calendar view that shows up based on, like, if I look at my settings. So it's the calendar based on the dates read, and it's a monthly view. So I also have like a list view. So if I wanted to see everything, like I can filter this. We didn't talk about filters, but you can add a filter, and I can change this to be like, I just want to see this list for October. So the filter breaks down, it's still that entire master list, but it's sorted by the dates read, and it's filtered by just this month. So if I wanted to filter it by last month, then here's last month, and I can, calculate this. I can be like, my count is 10. This is my number of pages. You can, I don't know how you would calculate that, but like my number of pages, stuff like that. And I can change it to be like August, and then it automatically populates my list for August. And I could do like, let's say I want to know quarter 3. So I could select all 3 months in quarter 3, and then this is everything I've read in quarter 3, and it's this many pages. So, that's my thing. And you can also, you've got all these properties, but you don't have to show all of the properties. You just turn them off. So it's, you're just building the look that you want to see for that specific view. I'm going to change that back to just October. Thank you very much. Okay. But it's like, it's all from my master list. It's just filtered out for that specific time frame. So that's really cool. Same thing here. This is a gallery view, and it's filtered by the current month. So I could filter this by September, and it's that same book list, but it's just filtered by the month that I want to see, and by, a gallery of the book covers. Same thing. So up here this is my upcoming book releases, to be read ARCs. So this particular one is filtered by only books that I haven't read yet. So it's stuff that, like, I know it's coming out on a certain day, or it's just, a book that I want to read, and this goes on for, lots of them because I haven't read these yet. So if I were to take a book and, like, let's go back to today. Like, let's say I read this book. If I were to change my status to read, then it's not going to show up in this view anymore because it's not to be read. So it's, that's how you adjust your views. So, yeah. Okay, I guess that's a lot. It's over an hour. That's a lot. And if you guys have any other questions, or if you want to see anything else, let me know, and I can show you. If you want a tutorial on how to do a certain thing or create a certain thing, if you want a tutorial on Airtable, because maybe you have Airtable but you're not using it to the full extent of what you could, and you're intrigued and want to learn more or want to learn the differences between that or whatever, let me know. And I'm want to look into migrating. I want to create databases to see if I can migrate from Airtable to Notion for my my spread list, and maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I've got a system going on here, so we'll just see how it goes. If I think I can get the same sort of thing in Notion, and it's cheaper for if I upgrade to Plus than what I pay for Airtable. But that means I've got a lot of stuff to migrate. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's it. If you have any follow-up questions, let me know. If you want to see anything else in here, let me know. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I guess that's it. The replay will be available. So, yeah, I guess I'm out. I will see you guys in the next video. Let's see, what's our next one? Oh my gosh, our next week's video is a planner setup for November. How are we there yet? I don't know. I've got to post a teaser in the Facebook group today for our next early access bundles, which go out on Monday. So that is happening. I also have some new releases that I've got to get the listings ready, so those can go out today. Oh, it's a busy day. Busy day, because tomorrow's our anniversary and I'm trying not to work tomorrow. So, okay. All right, I'm out. That's it. That's out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.